Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to share with you all my current sacred space. You may notice differences from previously when I was back in my old place. I used my dresser. Well, I had to leave that dresser behind. So I bought a bookcase and I used this bookcase for my spirituality. So let's begin with what's always been here is my statue of Isis. Isis is my matron goddess. And behind her, I have the little box that I use to put crystals that are sacred to her in there. And I sometimes use these crystals as offerings. Although currently I'm using incense as offerings to the deities. This is my candle I just got for Isis, and I'm debating whether or not putting a picture of her on the candle. This is my candle for my patron god, who has recently entered my life, and I spoke of somewhat briefly, or maybe cryptically, I guess, in a previous video. This is Thoth. And I also want to explain how this came about too. Well, first let's finish with the altar area. So this is what I use to burn my incense in, and I keep it on this altar tile because it does get hot. And back here is my candle snuffer, and I have my chime bell. This is a new piece. I just got this a couple of weeks ago. Was it just before Christmas? It is an emerald chunk, and emerald is one of the crystals that is sacred to Isis. I also have my oracle deck up here that I am currently working with. For 2015, I have several goals set. I no longer do resolutions. I stopped doing resolutions a few years ago. I always had problems, keeping them. But anyways, and I'll get further into that. That's another video that I'm going to make real soon here. But I'm starting with this oracle deck. And it is the Wisdom of the Golden Path. And I know I've talked about this deck before. I don't know if I've done an actual separate video on this deck. I really don't think I have. But I guess I'll show you quick what the cards look like. And what I do is each day I do a draw. And I put the card that I'm working with for that day in the guidebook on its page. So this is the card that I drew the other day. I haven't done my draw for today yet. But here's what some of the cards look like. So let's turn it this way. So, and I really love this deck. I mainly get feminine energies from this deck. That's what I seem to connect with more so with this deck, although there are male cards in here, but the majority are feminine. And why I chose this deck to work with is because inside this deck works with affirmations. So each card will have a brief explanation, and then there'll be a little affirmation at the bottom to work with. So, and I'll get into more how I intend to work with this deck for the time being. So that's my main altar area. Down here is another altar that I have. And this, and I know it's dark, so it's hard to see in there. But this is where I will have my honorings of Ganesh and well, I do white Tara. This is a statue of Tara. Not so this is where I'll do my workings with them. And then I have my abalone shell here and the candle. And I put this candle here because, again, this is the one that's for working with love and friendship and compassion and things like that. And that's those energies are also associated with white Tara, so I keep that candle there. Although I won't burn the candle here because, well, that's a little bit of a fire hazard. Now, down here is where I keep some of my items. Like I said, I've had to get rid of a good deal of the items I had. So these are things I have repurchased rather recently. So in here I have most of my candles. I have these candle holders. This candle is going to be prepared for use as my, I don't know what I want to call it. I don't necessarily want to say working candle, but this will be a representation of me when working with deity. So this has to be consecrated and everything. And then this is the candle holder it will be in. And then I bought these other candle holders, which I thought were so cute. I like the frosted outside, but you can still see the color coming through. And they had a lot of the blues, and this was the last one of the red. So even though it's not a set, I had to pick it up because I really, really liked it. Here's more of those smaller pillar candles. And here are votive candles, and they're in little votive candle holders because I needed more votive candle holders. So I just, figured kill two birds with one stone, have votive candles and candle holders, and I could just reuse the candle holders. And then here are some tea light candles, which I use a lot. I sometimes use it in spell work, but mainly I really do use it to light my my oil burner. And then again, here's my, which I don't know if I've shown this in the past, I think maybe. But this is a book that I sometimes carry with me, and it has a lot of information in here, mainly dealing with the deities that I honor. So majority of the stuff, and by majority, I don't even mean all of this, because most of this is blank from here on. Yeah, a good deal of this is blank. But a lot of this deals with honoring Isis and Ganesh, and I'll be adding information about Thoth in here. And then here are some of my other candles. So I have smaller candles here, which will be used mainly for candle magic. And then also these will be used for candle magic. So I have all of these different colors. These I've just repurchased, as well as the candle holders. So, like I said, it's no big deal that I have to replenish my supply. What was important was that we were able to find a new place, one that is a lot better suited for us. So down here are different cloths I have for altar cloths. I also had to leave all of my altar cloths behind, except for this black one that I already had, and the one that's currently up here, and this one, which I'm sewing up the hem because it's kind of frayed, which is almost done. But this is also another altar cloth that I had before. I don't know if you could tell, but it's the color isn't coming up too great. It's coming up brighter than it is, actually. So it's green, and this is really more of a, it's red, but it's more of a maroon red. So I think it's the lighting in here or whatever. And then I have a gold altar cloth. Now this one will be used to adorn this altar area. And then the gold one, and I have another black cloth here as well that I just purchased. Those will be used for my main altar area. And then here, again, are my crystals. I really want to decorate this box. I really need to get on that. But here's all of my crystals. There were very, very few that I had to leave behind. So a good chunk of them are here. Yeah, so I think I'm going to put up here. Most of my pagan jewelry actually was left behind too, except for these two pieces. And some of it I've had, like one of my rings I've actually had for, oh gosh, over 15 years, I think. So, but again, I'm not even heartbroken over the loss. Again, I'm just happy that we were able to find a better place, you know, that we're all happy and healthy, and we're all happy with this new home that we've created here. So I think that's what's important. So anything I've had to leave behind, I just look at it as a necessary shedding of things. This does allow me to focus more on my practice, in that what do I need that is necessary for my practice. I was accumulating a lot of things that I didn't necessarily need, but I had wanted for whatever reason or another over the years. And while I'm sure things will grow in its own time and space again, the items are not what's important to my practice. The items may help enhance things, but it's not what's important. So that's why I'm not really heartbroken over it, even though maybe a loss of money that I invested in it. Things that were presents, like my statue of White Tara. This my mom gave me a couple of Christmases ago. So things like that were presents are still with me. So those have more of a sentimental value. Those I probably would have been a bit more heartbroken over. My stepson just put together another bookcase. He had put this one together for me. And he put together another one, which will be on the other side of the room, where I'll be able to store a good deal of my pagan books and my tarot cards and oracle cards. Currently, and we're going to excuse the walkthrough, but currently most of that stuff is sitting here. Not even most. Actually, all my books are in the garage, except for a select few, which are in the house, but not here on this side. Some of them are by my bed as well. And this is my makeup stuff and everything too, and diaper bag. So this is one of my Book of Shadows, that big binder there. Some of this is also scrapbooking items, which I have to find a place for. So not all of this pertains to my practice. This book I actually got from my daughter. She loves working in activity books. She actually picked this one out, and she's currently in kindergarten. So she picked that one out for us to work on. And I did get a few books in order to help with her and our explaining paganism and my practice to her. And I'll do a video on that as well. I would like to thank those that did offer me suggestions on what I could get. So, so back to Thoth. This is becoming a lot longer than I had intended it to, so I'll make this brief. I will say that though I am currently honoring Thoth, this is not the first time he actually, let's say, crossed my path, so to speak. When I was trying to find that connection to the male deity again, you know, I spent most of my life, well, I guess at this point, not most of my life as a Christian. It's almost equal parts now, almost. But I spent many years growing up as a Catholic, and honoring the one God. And to me at that time, the divine was masculine. There was no feminine aspect per se, although as a Catholic, I've always had a deep connection with the Mother Mary. So maybe in some way there was that aspect of the divine feminine kind of reaching out to me. But in my search to try to connect with the male aspect of deity, because once I became Wiccan, I threw myself into the divine feminine, and that's what I connected to, and that's what I felt. And then a few years ago, I felt a need to reconnect with male deity, and that's when I began my search. And in searching, I first came upon Thoth, who at the time, for whatever reason, I kind of felt a slight connection, but not really. And upon further research, this was also the time when I was getting a lot of signs about pertaining to Lakshmi, and that eventually that led me to Lord Ganesh. And Lord Ganesh in many ways is similar to the god Thoth, in that they are both male aspects that are honored pertaining to writing and reasoning and enlightenment, which is what connected me with Lord Ganesh as well. I felt that connection with him, especially as a writer. I'm not a professional writer by any means. I write as a hobby, but writing is a passion of mine. I've loved writing from the time I was a little child. I've been writing stories since I was in 5th grade. So as a writer, that is one of the things that really drew me and connected me with Ganesh. And I think what it is that at that time, I just was not ready on some level to connect with Thoth. He came upon my path, and like I said, there were many similarities which I did recognize at the time between him and Ganesh, but at that moment, my connection with Ganesh was a lot stronger. I will not say that I no longer connect with Ganesh, because I do, but recently here, there's been a lot of pull towards Thoth. I've had a lot of signs that always led me to Thoth. A lot of the things when I'm researching led me to Thoth. And so I researched him more, got to know him, and realized that I was basically being called to honor Thoth as my patron deity. So that is why I now honor Thoth and Isis. I still honor Lord Ganesh, and I honor White Tara. It's not, perhaps the same as my matron and patron deity, but I do pay them honor as well. I have worked with other deities like Lakshmi, and I have worked with Kali. So I'm thinking of somewhere, hopefully being able to do a divine feminine altar again. So who knows? Who knows? One of my statues that I had on my previous one, I did have to leave behind. So I might look into repurchasing that one or a similar one. But so basically that's it. I wanted to really come and show my new sacred space. It's coming along nicely. It's still a work in progress. But I am really connected to this. This is a lot smaller than what I had before. A lot less items. But again, I feel this is necessary more so. My husband even said when I get a new dresser, I can just use that as my altar space again. And I told him I don't want to. This is exactly what I need. This is exactly what I need. So even if I do get a larger space, this is what I'm sticking with. So that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and blessed be.